I think majority of guys appreciated how much I put into the university and the team.
These guys would come in like, I can't practice. I'm sore. My back's bugging me.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, what are you kidding me? You hit
No.
too many golf balls on the driving range yesterday.
We started like a dance circle and had our own moves, and
So you're amphibious.
you get one shot to perform and you don't get a redo.
Oh, white boy can hoop. White boy can hoop.
I was a huge Saints fan growing up.
Make sure you're really good at holding balls. There's still a sliver of hope for the quarterback dream.
Yeah.
You guys just look a little weird.
And obviously it sounds cheesy, but I always said that I bled garnet and black.
Tailgate Talks is proudly presented by our title sponsor, Greens Beverages, South Carolina's go-to spot for all things beer, wine, and spirits. Looking for something refreshing, uplifting, and a little different? Delta THC seltzers deliver a crisp, bubbly taste paired with a perfect balance of relaxation and euphoria. Crafted for those who want a clean, modern alternative to alcohol, these seltzers are light, flavorful, and designed to fit seamlessly into any occasion. 20-minute onset, no sugar, no calories, and no hangover. There's 4 amazing flavors. We got blood orange, passion fruit, blueberry acai, and pink lemonade. Get these at your local Greens today. All right, Gamecock fans, this season we're raising a glass to bold flavors and even bolder conversations. Tailgate Talks is fueled by Bullet Bourbon, the official bourbon of backyard grills, pregame huddles, and postgame victory toast. Whether you're sipping it neat or mixing up Gamecock-style old-fashioned, Bullet's smooth finish keeps the tailgate vibes rolling. So pour one, press play, and let's talk some football. Bullet Bourbon, frontier whiskey for Gamecock Nation.
All right, we are here, 3-2, better than last week. Gamecock's big win over Kentucky. That's never an easy game, and after the first quarter, I was a little nervous, and then we forced 4 turnovers, and I was like, I felt like I was in coast mode, so they kind of had to feel like they were in coast mode too.
Yeah, that got ugly in a hurry, man. I guess it was after the kid threw the ball at Lenoris's granddad or something.
Yeah, something about disrespecting the elders.
Yep. What a moron.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was a much needed I guess defensive performance coming
yeah. I
from,
mean,
the previous week.
we did get dented the very first drive. And they just ran the ball down our throats, kind of out physical to us. But the defense was able to rebound. Offense played better. I thought Lenoris looked good. We ran him a few times. But good to be on a bye week leading up into the gauntlet of true SEC play. The first 3 SEC games were like, SEC games, but they weren't like SEC games.
Yeah. Yeah. This is it is a hell of a gauntlet. I saw some graphic this today actually that said it might be one of the hardest SEC schedules in a while.
5 top 15 and 3 top 10 opponents as of right
I mean
now, I
that
think. Yeah, they don't get much more SEC like than that.
yeah, that's a ball buster. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how we come out alive on that one.
Yeah, but I mean, Shane just like I know Shane. He's a grinder. He will find a way to put us in those ball games. They're going to have probably a tough, firm week of practice, and then take a great weekend off and recover, recoup, and be ready for the big 5-game stretch.
Yeah.
But I was proud to see them rebound, and obviously beating any team in the SEC is a good feat. So, but speaking of feet, our guest this week liked to use his feet and his arm. Kai Kroeger, who's currently punting for the New Orleans Saints with our quarterback Spencer Rattler. So it was good to get him on and kind of shoot the breeze. Obviously, he's a rookie, was an undrafted rookie who made the roster, but he signed there during like training camp. His story is pretty crazy on how it all came about, but he found a home.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a hell of a player. I mean, that was a pretty fun, interesting, podcast with him. So yeah, I mean, he's a grinder too, man. Just kind of fought his way through it and, signed with the Saints.
Yeah, he loves
He's
golf.
been busy. He's been busy this year so far, which is not always not great.
Said his favorite teammate was Spencer Rattler, so he's back reunited with him. But Kai was great to chat with, and our specialists during our time, we had Ryan Suckup, we had Spencer Lanning, C.D. Turner. Who else was there? Jay Wooten.
Flint was the holder.
Flint was the holder. But yeah, it's so fun to bust the balls of a glorified specialist. It is.
Oh, absolutely.
And Kai kind of gave it back. Like he was
I
a
was about to
leader.
say they're usually pretty good about giving it back, honestly.
They're
I
very
mean,
quick-witted.
suck up can let it ride.
Biggest smartass ever. But no, it was a great episode and a lot of fun. And Kai's doing his thing. He's starting for the Saints, and unfortunately they're 0-4, so he has a lot of punts, which is good for him, body of work. But I
Not
know
good for the
Gamecock.
record.
But having Gamecock fans, having a recent graduate now kind of playing in the NFL, I think was someone who played under Beamer and played recently and knows the culture and all that. I know we interview a lot of our buddies, but this was a good kind of reset, and a guy that's been in that locker room and knows what the teams are about and the current culture of the team. So it's good to hear his take on everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you guys know what to do. We're on all social accounts. We're on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do all the things that Stephen and I need to have Dakota tell us how to do. And Henry. Shout out to Henry. But make sure you check out this week's episode with Kai Kroeger. I know all you Gamecock fans will thoroughly enjoy it. Hey, what's going on, everyone? We are joined here this week by probably our most recent Gamecock football player, Kai Kroeger here. So thanks for joining us, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, man, you were a hard guy to nail down, man.
We went back and forth for a while.
For a minute, yeah. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you were able to make it happen, and glad you found the spot to lay your head at night, man, with the Saints. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a thrill for sure.
Busy man. You had a pretty big week last week. You netted like over 50 yards?
Well, we grossed over 50. Our net was still, I think, just under 44. So still pretty good. But yeah, it was definitely a good start. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, that'll help you keep a job. For sure. Just make sure the ball lands outside the numbers. Make sure your plus 50s, you don't get too dangerous. Just inside the 10 wins. Don't have to be inside the 5 every time. Make sure you're really good at holding balls. You can see my hands in a certain form. Make sure you're really good at holding balls.
Expert.
Pat,
And
you
job
sound like
security
you
will
played
be
special teams before.
Yeah, that was part of my job description. That's holding balls.
Yeah, not that.
Yeah, for a while, but no. I mean, obviously, when I worked at the university, I worked with Kai a decent amount and actually trained with him. Do you remember when I was an idiot and used to try to run half gassers?
I do remember that. Yep.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Now I'm definitely not doing that.
No, I don't blame you. Yeah.
Well, dude, let's jump right in. First off, again, thanks for joining us. I know Tuesday's your off day, and tomorrow's back to work. So thanks for taking time. But I mean, from Illinois, just outside Chicago, right?
Yep. Yeah, where the Bears practice. Yep.
Why the hell South Carolina? Who else was recruiting you?
Yeah, so my dad didn't go to college, and my mom went to Wisconsin, but she wasn't she likes the school, but she wasn't very you're going to Wisconsin, like follow in my footsteps. So we were we were an NFL family. And so for me at that time, it was wherever I could get a scholarship, I was going. Mm-hmm. And if I was lucky enough to have multiple, then I could kind of pick and choose. But at the time, we were kind of doing our research about like what schools are looking for someone scholarship specific. Mm-hmm. What year are they? Like what year are other guys they have? And then because I trained with the Coles kicking, and so talking with the guy who runs that, Jamie, he had told me to go to the South Carolina specialist camp. Mm-hmm. This was summer going into my senior year, and I was in between going to that camp and going to the University of Washington's. But once he said to go to South Carolina, at that point we were like, okay, we're going to go there. And he was actually good friends with Coach Hutzler at the time.
Okay.
So I ended up going to the camp. This was in June of 2019. And there was me and there was a bunch of kids, but they were kind of looking at myself, and I think there were 3 other of kind of like the top guys of high school. And then kind of the camp went how it went. And after Coach Hustler grabbed me and I met with Muschamp, and that's when they offered me the scholarship, which was kind of surreal for me at the time. And
Right then and there, they offered you at the camp.
yeah, right after the camp, yeah.
That's
That's
dope.
awesome.
So I knew I wanted to take it right away, but like my mom wasn't with; she was back home. So I went home, and then we scheduled a visit to kind of come back in July. And then once I was there, I committed. I think it was just basically 3 weeks after they offered, I committed. So I didn't want to wait around for anything when I had everything with South Carolina.
So you're the reason that the NCAA changed NIL and all this stuff. Like you were the sole reason. You leveraged it a little bit, and you made $5 million to sign at South Carolina as a freshman before NIL was a thing.
Yep, as a punter too. Yep.
As a punt, I mean, set the market.
5 million exactly.
I'll
But
tell you what, I can't remember or think of anybody that came from Illinois. I do you remember anybody, Pat? I mean, I can't remember any
Nobody that we
teammates.
played with. I'm sure they kind of either went to Northwestern or one of the really smart schools up there and got a better education.
yeah, I wasn't going there.
As I'm trying to talk right now. Can't even say education. So, I mean, did you grow up kicking, punting? Was that like a youth thing that you got good at, or
So originally I wanted to be a quarterback. So I was doing
something
yeah.
there?
I was doing quarterback training from I think 5th grade through my freshman year of high school. But I
Who
started
was it with?
well, it started with a local guy that coached at Lake Forest College, like a little Division III school. And then I did some stuff with EFT, who I forgot. I think his name was like something Dawkins was the guy's name, Coach Dawkins. I forgot. But those were kind of like the two guys I trained with mainly. And then this was, I think, in 6th grade. Just kind of playing backyard football with my friends, and sometimes you just kick the ball around, and
Yeah.
I could kick it like a little further than they could. Obviously, I had no technique, and so by 7th grade, everyone was saying, like my friends, that I should train for it, and they're like, you can play in the league for 20 years and you don't get hit and all this
It's
stuff.
true.
Yeah, and so 7th grade is when I started training for punting, but I still wanted to be a quarterback. So it was like, I'm a quarterback, but I'm going to punt on the side. And then kind of after my freshman year of high school, that's when my punting kind of took off more so. And it's not that I was bad at quarterback, but you just kind of know. And so,
Right.
yeah, so it was like, all right, I'll still do quarterback for my high school, but punting is where I would kind of make my money, you could say. And then I went to my first ranking camp going into my sophomore year that winter.
Mhm.
And I think after the first one, I got put at 2nd in the nation. And so then it was like, okay, this is what I'm doing, like 100%.
I
Yeah.
think you're still. I think there's still a sliver of hope for the quarterback dream. Don't close the door yet. Don't close it.
It wasn't fully closed, but it was closing. And so, yeah, so then it was like, I mean, I still played quarterback. In my senior year of high school, I ended up switching to receiver, which actually was one of the best decisions I made, because I was able to like contribute in both ways, like scoring and helping the team, and also in the punting aspect. But yeah, after kind of once my sophomore year hit, that's when it was punting fully for the future. Yeah.
We ask everybody, on every podcast that, has made it to the professional level. Did you play any other sports growing up?
I tried to play everything recreationally, but in terms of like competitive, I played basketball and rugby in high school.
Okay.
And
Rugby.
yeah, I still love. I don't play basket. I don't play both now. Obviously, that wouldn't be very smart. But I loved rugby and basketball. We have a hoop in our team room for the Saints, and I'll still put up. I try to make three threes in a row before every meeting. And
Let's
so
go.
I'll get in there a little early, and I still love it. But yeah, I played those other two.
Steven, we played intramural basketball together, and Steven shot minimum of like 7 threes a game. Like, was that the quota?
That was in the first half, maybe.
First
You have
half.
to, yeah.
He
Dude, I mean,
crosses half
we would be,
court.
let it rain.
I don't blame you. Yeah,
White chocolate.
exactly.
Oh, man, those were the
man.
days though, man. God, I remember those. Intramural basketball was so damn fun at South
Well,
Carolina.
it's funny, similar to what you were saying, Kai, is like, I mean, Suckup's one of my good buddies, and
Mm-hmm.
talked to him at ends about like, how'd you like get into kicking? Cause he's 6'3", was 225 when he got to college,
Mm-hmm.
just like looks like a tight end. And he's like, yeah, I was freshman in high school, and the varsity coach was like, can anybody kick? Does anybody want to kick? And like the whole room kind of like starts chuckling, like, who wants to be the kicker? And he's
Yeah.
like, I'll do it. And sure enough, played 13 years in the NFL.
Yep.
Got a scholarship to South Carolina. He's a really good golfer. That's the perk that you specialists have.
No.
So you guys have eternity to do everything else but play football.
But yeah, exactly.
But I mean, it's crazy because I mean, you think of long snappers, kickers, punters. Like if you get attached to the right team and have the right kind of contract in place, and you can play at the same spot for 15, 20 years.
Your whole career, yeah.
Yeah. Reed Ferguson, my buddy who's a long snapper in Buffalo, has been there for 10 years now.
Yeah, our guy's in his 10th year too. It's crazy.
It's keep doing your thing.
We talk a lot about defining moments when it comes to football.
One choice can change the entire outcome of a game or season.
Moments that seem small often make a substantial impact in the long run, and that is true in all facets of life.
Like whom you choose to bank with?
Picking the right bank can make a huge difference in finding success.
That's why you need to elevate your financial game with Founders Federal Credit Union. Their rates are always competitive, and they've got trusted financial tools that help keep your financial goals on track.
Don't forget their service to their membership and community is unrivaled.
Get in the game today. Swing by a Founders office near you or visit foundersfcu.com to apply for membership. Founders is federally insured by the NCUA. Membership qualification is required. Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Steelhead Brewing in Casey has you covered. Whether you're craving a refreshing craft beer or just a great time with friends and family, Steelhands has it all. With a variety of craft beers, spacious outdoor beer gardens, and a delicious food menu, there's something for everyone. Plus, join them for free live music every Thursday through Sunday. Visit steelhandsbrewing.com to see their lineup of upcoming events or host your own. Handforce and Casey and voted best local brewery again this year. Go visit steelhandsbrewing.com. Hey Gamecocks, at Granger Rowings, style starts with you. From custom fits to emerging brands, they offer a curated selection of women's and men's clothing for work, weekends, and every moment in between. Their stylists take the time to understand your lifestyle, then help you build a wardrobe that fits your needs and feels like you. Shop in store, downtown on Main Street and Trenton Plaza, or book a fitting online at grangerowings.com. Granger Owings, where personal style meets personal service.
So did you have any other offers other than South Carolina?
No, I went on a lot of unofficial visits, but like I mean, once I committed pretty much right after I got offered, and there wasn't much of that like tampering stuff going on. So I wasn't getting hit up from other schools to that they were going to offer me or something. It got pretty quiet after I committed.
Well, what was I guess so you committed to Muschamp. Did you redshirt your first year?
No, I didn't.
No, so you came in and played 1 year under Muschamp, and then Beamer took over your second year?
Yeah, exactly.
What was that transition like? Obviously committing to a coach and then having a new staff come in. Was there any thoughts ever about transferring and testing the waters?
Yeah, so I guess it kind of started – the transition stuff started like pretty much right when 2020, like the new year, when 2020 started. I think that was right around when Coach Hustler left and went to Texas, I believe.
Okay.
And I remember Coach Muschamp called me. I was driving to school, actually, and he called me to let me know that Hustler was leaving for a different job, but that like my offer was still there and I could obviously still come. And so at first it was like, okay, well, now I just lost the coach that like kind of recruited me and stuff. But
Right.
at least like the head coach was there and I still had Muschamp. Mm-hmm. And then midway through the year, and that year was, I mean, brutal on so many levels. But
so it was the world stopped for a little bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then once Muschamp, I remember the meeting we had when Muschamp got let go, and I actually, I called my mom after, and I wasn't bawling, but I was crying, and it was like pretty much everyone that I built a relationship with and like recruited me is now gone, and so then the rest of the year, obviously, I was still trying to do my best and that whole part, but it was like, I don't know who, like, should I build relationships with these coaches then when they're probably all going to be gone in like a month?
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys on the team, like the attitudes were not where they should be. And so it's like, you have these, they're not fake friendships, but it's like, you're just kind of there to, I don't know, you're just like showing up to do something.
Just existing, yeah.
And so, but then once Coach Beamer came in, and then when he brought in Coach Lembo, then it was like a whole new life. And
Yeah.
obviously, like we saw it with the team success, but like for me specifically, getting someone that was so involved with special teams
Yep.
was huge. And the portal thing, I never, even like when NIL started, obviously you see guys getting paid all sorts of money, but like, I was loyal to the school that brought me there, and the fans I love completely, and the teammates
Yeah,
that I
we got
had
a
there.
good one, baby. We got a good one.
Exactly. So I never thought about transferring or anything like that. And obviously, Coach Beamer me and him have a great relationship, and so I would talk with him about stuff. But he made me feel very welcome, and that they wanted me there. So that played a huge role.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good run with specialists. I mean, obviously, with Parker White was there when you were there. So, I mean, the leading point scorer ever in South Carolina
Yeah,
history. And then Hunter Rogers snapped your entire time.
I had. Do you remember Bubba or Matthew Bailey?
Oh yeah. He
So
was
I had
there.
him for my first year,
Hmm.
and then Hunter took over the second year, and I had Hunter for 4 years.
So I mean, good relationship, good feel for each other, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, you specialists have, like I said, all the time in the world to do everything but play football. So you guys can develop good relationships. Your handicap when you were in college probably started at like a 20, and you're down to like a 3.
It got to the
Uh,
best. Yeah. Uh-huh.
it's
Well, I
all the
mean,
perks.
Pat, you remember Crowfoot and Suckup and all those young
Yeah,
guys, Spencer, literally would bring golf clubs like to the practice
yeah.
field and would do like the team stretches and then would go to the stadium and would hit golf balls in the stadium.
I
Yep.
shared the special stories with Kai from our time there with Spencer Lanning and Suckup and
Oh
those
yeah.
guys.
Yeah. We didn't
Um,
get to do that, but yeah.
I
um,
was just like, man, you got to be. I'm over here getting my ass chewed out by Coach Spurrier, and these guys are out playing golf in the stadium.
oh,
Exactly.
a whole different world. Well, tell us like some of your fondest memories at Carolina. Obviously, you had a lot of them. Tell us about some of them.
Well, I guess the big ones. Oh man, I don't even know. I guess the first one I would say was the Mayo Bowl. That was the first bowl game I'd been a part of,
Yeah,
and obviously we won that game, and that was like a complete. Like we have 2 wins the season before, and then we get 7 the next year, and expectations had us. I mean, I don't know, at like 3 wins, and we
hmm
double it and all that stuff, and so that whole bowl experience was up there. I mean, uh, some of the touchdowns I was able to throw in college. Uh,
yeah,
I would say throwing in the Gator Bowl in 22, throwing the touchdown to Hunter
that
that's
was
been my
sick.
favorite. That's like my favorite moment, just because. Well, one, it was, I mean, against Notre Dame, who
hmm
at the time, like, it was like our special teams and theirs were like the top two. And then,
Yep.
like, how often, like, does a punter throw a long snapper a touchdown? That
Never.
doesn't
It might be
happen.
the first
So
ever in history.
yeah, so that was my favorite, I guess, individual moment. And then, I mean, the Clemson game in 22
Yep.
that's by far my favorite punting and I guess game, just and how special teams took that over.
Yep.
That was unreal. And then, I mean, Tennessee that year, and then
Yep.
the fans storming the field. Anytime they stormed the field, that was like
It's
that's up there.
it's another level. Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was never experiencing that before, and then you're just standing there, and within seconds you can't even move because you're like sandwiched between people, just a bunch of fans.
Oh,
And then
I have a
yeah,
funny story there. I mean, I was on staff in the support staff role, and game ended, and I'm down there on the field, and I'm like trying to work my way back to the locker room, and people are like stopping and like trying to take pictures with me. They're like, "Pat DeMarco," and I'm like, "I didn't play in this game. Go talk to the players." I'm like, "Let me go to the locker room."
yeah. But
Oh
no, yeah, I
boy.
love that. I mean, and then again, like this past fall, that whole season was like unbelievable. And again, beating Clemson, the Oklahoma game. I mean, all those moments were super cool. I mean, I could go on and on, but
Yeah. What do you kind of? I mean, the quick turnaround. Obviously, Coach Beamer had a lot to do with that, but from a cultural standpoint, like from a team locker room, like what would you attribute kind of all the success, the quick turnaround, the buy-in? Outside of the coaching staff and Coach Beamer, like what'd you see in the locker room and the transformation?
I think one of the biggest things I saw was the player-to-player accountability.
Mhm.
And I mean, coaches, I feel like always try to say like we need player-led teams and all that stuff. But I like physically saw it change from where in 2020 it was like coaches getting on us and players not really caring what everybody did. And then when Beamer came in, yeah, obviously the coaches are still on us, but then I saw players like having conversations with each other and like difficult conversations. And, you know, I don't want to go to my friend and tell him that he's not living right and that like he needs to change how he's like doing everything and all that stuff. But like that needs to happen if you want to achieve the goals you want to achieve. And being able to see that happen in real time was really cool. And so that was probably the biggest thing. And then I think, and maybe it's just because it was a coaching change and a fresh start, but the positivity the guys had once Beamer got there, that definitely plays a role, because before guys come in late and they're mad and angry because they don't want to be there. And, you know, not that people want to wake up at, 5, 6 in the morning every day, but guys come in the building and at least they're like smiling and they're having conversations at breakfast and they're not just wearing headphones, and all the little things that maybe you wouldn't think would matter, they mattered a lot. And so those are kind of like two main things I always think back on that changed.
I remember there was a time, you might have been sitting there, but Parker White was sitting there with a lot of the specialists. It was during lunch or something like that. And like specialists, especially right when I got there, I think it was 2021, like guys were really specialists only hung out with specialists. Like it seemed very like a position specific. Like you guys didn't connect with other players. And I'm like, Parker, you've been here for like 17 years. You should know everybody. You graduated 3 times already. Like, branch off and hang out with people other than the specialists. And I attribute Stephen a lot to you. And I was explaining to them, like, you know, Stephen was a wild man and had a good time. And he's a warrior on the football field. But he made sure that everybody was included in every opportunity possible. So our parties, I was like, you know, we had anywhere from defensive linemen, offensive linemen, DBs, specialists.
You need that, yeah.
Like that's where the team's built. It's not built in the facility because you're forced to be around each other. The team is built outside of the facility when you're going to dinner, you're playing cards, you're going out to the bars. Like that's when you figure out, like, come Saturday when I screw up, and all this and all that.
Yeah, I will say I wasn't really like, I didn't go to 5 points pretty much my whole time in Carolina, surprisingly. But like the big thing was like I tried to get guys into golf, and I'm sure we'll probably talk about that. But like I've golfed with Boogie, and I golfed a lot. Like I'm golfing with D linemen. We did a match where it was like Spencer, Tanner Bailey, and Stone versus like Hunter, Mitch, and I. And so, like, we're with linebackers, quarterbacks, D-line, like all that. And that, I mean, I love that. And building those relationships was huge for me.
Yeah. Were you the founder of the Party NIL movement?
So it's actually Jesse and I think.
Okay.
I'll say that we're one of the co-founders, I'll say. Yeah, that was our freshman year. Right when we got there, we were trying to find a driving range to go to. And then we show up there and Tom starts talking to us, and pretty much from there on, it's been history.
Stephen, we used to go to that driving range. It was the one out.
I was about to say, what is
Casey,
that?
where it looks like you're hitting the ball. I mean, it goes forever because the driving range is like 400 yards, but like you bomb it and it's like just goes into the abyss.
Yeah.
What's the Party NIL? I'm not.
Unlimited golf balls. Just go hit until you don't want to hit anymore.
Yeah, he does let us hit out there, which is very nice.
These guys would come in like, I can't practice, I'm sore, my back's bugging me.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, what are you kidding me?
No.
You hit too many golf balls on the driving range yesterday? Beamer, are you letting this stuff happen? Are you kidding me?
Actually, well, so after the Clemson game in 22, right when we got back and all the fans were at the facility, Tom was there, but I texted him on the way back, and I was like, can I come hit balls when we get back? And he went and he opened the range, and I went and hit balls after the Clemson game at like 11 at night, 11:30.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. That's slightly different than what you and I would have done, Pat.
Yeah, we would have. I don't even want to say what we would have done.
Tailgate Talks is powered by Lanier & Burroughs, South Carolina's premier accident attorneys. If you've been in a truck wreck, car crash, slip and fall, or suffered injury on the job, these guys have the experience to fight for the compensation you deserve. Founding partner Louis Lanier has been battling for South Carolina since 1974, and Shane Burroughs brings over 15 years of top-rated trial experience. Best part? They're Gamecocks, and they offer a free initial consultation and will come to you. Give them a call at 803-268-9800 or visit landblawfirm.com. Lanier and Burroughs, fierce advocates, local roots, proven results. Home Team Barbecue is fired up to take care of your tailgate and watch party needs this season. Home Team is known for its smoked meats, creative daily specials, and twists on Southern classic. Smoked wings, ribs, pulled pork sliders, barbecue nachos, or classic sides like mac and cheese and collard greens are the perfect feast to fuel your game day. Round up your friends and give Home Team Catering a shout at catering@hometeambarbecue.com or head to 5 Points for a frozen game changer cocktail and barbecue snacks to celebrate the next Gamecock's big win. Visit hometeambarbecue.com to check out the menu.
Tailgate Talks is brought to you by JCQ Farms, a proud South Carolina family farm rooted in tradition and built on quality. Whether it's their premium beef, farm fresh produce, or their signature smoked meats, JCQ Farms brings the taste of the South straight to your table. Perfect for your next tailgate, backyard barbecue, or family dinner. Remember, always support your American farms because they are drying out each day. Support local, eat better, and stock up for the season. JCQ Farms, where quality meets Carolina pride.
Gamecock Nation, it's time to elevate your outdoor space. Palm Casual Outdoor Furniture, Gamecock owned and operated, has you covered with locations all across South Carolina. Whether you're poolside, tailgating, or watching the Gamecocks dominate in your backyard, Palm Casual has the perfect setup for you. Visit them online at palmcasual.com and gear up for a fall filled with Gamecock victories. Cheers to a winning season from the DeMarco back porch, proudly furnished by Palm Casual.
Well, I mean, people remember you for punting. And you talked about a couple of your throws, but like, is it a statistical, like, do you have the highest QBR ever in quarterback throwing history?
Well, I think I'm 7 for 10
with 7 touchdowns or 6 touchdowns.
Only 3, unfortunately, but
oh, dude, that sucks. I thought you were way cool.
I know. So I don't know where that is, but maybe it's up there.
You threw one to PA, Peyton Mangrum.
Yep.
Threw one to Hunter,
and then DeCarrion.
Yeah, and then DK,
Florida.
Yeah. So that's some good ones.
But you had some like huge conversions too. Maybe they didn't score touchdowns, but they were big conversions.
Oh yeah, we had 2-point conversions and then some first downs we got. Yeah.
Well, 2-point conversions are touchdowns, dude. Just embrace those. Have a fullback mentality.
Okay, then I've got some more.
I mean, those kind of plays though just take the absolute sail or the wind out of those team sails though. You convert on a 4th down from a trick play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Pat, you remember LSU in 2007 when the guy did the fake kick and flipped it over his head?
Yeah.
I mean, that took the wind out of our sails in an absolute hurry.
Yeah, that was quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when Kai was like 4 years old when that happened.
Just about.
Oh goodness.
I wanted to ask you, man, as being like a punter and special teams guy with the sandstorm and all the lights and all the shit that they got going on at the stadium, does that mess with you at all? Or
I loved it. It was like my favorite part, honestly.
Dude, you were a jammer. Like you were the one getting the crowd going. You had
we had like our
kick
whole
thing.
We started like a dance circle and had our own moves, and we got the camera guys, and yeah, that was like one of my favorite moments of games for sure.
Getting rowdy with the boys.
Yeah, I mean, you always see like guys on the sideline, especially in the NFL, like don't even talk to the kicker, don't talk to the punter, let them do their own thing. Sounds like you got a little circle going on.
Oh, I mean, we had the strength coaches in
the
there.
Complete opposite.
Yeah, we had everyone in there.
Well, he was like, I mean, I remember like during timeouts and TV timeouts, like you would practice your drops, but I think more importantly, you were spinning the ball. You were getting ready for the fakes. Like arm was always loose. Never know when Limbo's going to dial something up.
Hunter and I always, every time out or something, we'd go and start throwing to each other, and I'm practicing like play actions for no reason, like just because. But then it got to the point where
you hold on that sliver of hope, that quarterback contract.
Beamer and Limbo would sometimes say like not to do it too much, because then if someone for some reason is watching, maybe they'll think that we're going to run a fake or something. But it was like that was just part of the routine, so I had to.
Yeah. Well, your routine was good.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you superstitious?
Okay. Well, I guess by the length of that answer, I would say yes, but like not. It's more so like the things I do aren't really physical. Like the only things I really do is like I call my parents before every game, and then I'll call my girlfriend, and then the other stuff I do is just like drops and visualization. I don't have some crazy like where I need to chew 3 pieces of gum and like all this.
Right.
I used to golf in college before games, like the day
Okay.
before Tom and I would go.
Yeah.
But and I mean, not that I'm like old, but I realized last year that I started to like feel it the next day, so I couldn't do that.
You golf righty, but you punt lefty, and you
Yes,
throw righty, if I remember correct,
yeah,
right?
I do
hmm
everything with my right hand except, well, I guess left-footed, but yeah, my right hand is everything.
So you're amphibious.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah. Ambidextrous.
Yeah,
So that's a dad joke. That's a dad joke.
yeah,
Kids are always like, "Yeah, I'm amphibious." I'm like, "No, you're not. Not at all."
yeah. No, close. Yeah.
Gosh.
Well, tell us a few things like about being a punter specialist that kind of the average Joe wouldn't know. I mean, you're sitting in more normal meetings like everybody else. Like you guys just look a little weird, but outside of that, like kind of give us the lay of the land.
Yeah, I would say the best way to describe it is you're like the golfer on the football team in the
Mhm.
sense of like everyone's good, obviously, especially when you get to the league. But like the difference is the mental side of it. And so majority of what we do is at least what I do. I'm not going to speak for everyone, but is like the mental preparation and like I mean we meet, but we're not having these hours of meetings that the DNs and the corners and all these guys are having. So during that time for me, like I'm going through a mental like checklist almost of, even if it's like tomorrow is Wednesday and we punt on Wednesdays, so I try to treat that exactly like a game day in the sense of how I prepare for it. And the visualization and like the things I'm talking to myself all the time, that's probably the biggest thing. And I don't know how it is with other positions, but I've noticed a lot of specialists like vocalize things to themselves, whether that's like when I get back in my stance or kickers as they take their steps back, like they're saying things to themselves, and whether it's like cues or maybe just something to get their confidence up before they kick. Like the mental side of it is huge because you could have two guys and maybe one guy is better than the other, but if like the mental side of it is not there, they'll perform 10 times worse than the other guy. And so I think just the mental toll side of it is something that I think a lot of people don't understand. And at the end of the day, you get one shot to perform and you don't get a redo. And so you're only judged on what you do like that rep. And
Yep.
most of the time for us, you're only ever acknowledged when you do really good or really bad.
Really bad,
Yep.
right?
When you just do like your job, no one will ever give you praise or anything. Um, but and the bad things you do are exemplified almost. So
Yep. Yeah, we had a specialist. I might have told you about him when you were playing there. Stephen Hauschka.
oh yeah,
Um, awesome dude. One of the more strange people I've ever met, and I've met some weird ones. I mean, he had like crystals like that were like around his house, like good vibe crystals.
mm-hmm.
We had a game on the airplane. Like he had a different contraption, a different toy, something like that he'd bring on the plane every single week, a recovery tool. And so,
Mm-hmm.
like week 2 or 3, we're like, "What does Stephen Hauschka have this week?" And as he walked by us on the plane, he'd like pull it out and show us like a different
Uh-huh.
contraption. He had like grounding sheets, had like a red light mat. He had like toe spacers. It's something
Yeah,
new every week.
there's so much. Yeah, I'm not quite there yet, but
Hey, you get to that second contract and you can buy whatever the hell you want.
that's the goal, right?
Toe
Yeah.
spacers. What the hell? What the hell are those even? What are those? Like you
Oh,
stick between your toes?
yeah, like what girls wear when they get are they feet pedicures, manicures or hands, pedicures or feet?
Yeah, pedicures
Yeah,
or
it's
feet.
like what like dries out your toenails and doesn't let them.
Yeah, I do like pedicures. I'll say that.
Um, well, I mean, like obviously your experience with Coach Beamer, you were with him for 4 years, right?
Yep.
And like, it's not that often where specialists are given leadership roles, but you came in and were a captain and did a lot of really cool stuff in Carolina. What was it like kind of embracing that role, being a vocal leader, and then obviously his trust in you to anoint you there?
Yeah, that was, I would say, probably one of, if not the greatest, I would say, honors I had while I was at Carolina, and getting that role. Because for me, and obviously it sounds cheesy, but I always said that I bled garnet and black. I feel like a lot of people say that, but I tried to like actually put that like into fruition. And so
Mhm.
I loved interacting with the fans. And like we talked about before, with building relationships with your teammates, I was always trying to talk to new guys and, crack jokes with them. And I think another thing is, like, you kind of like, I gained the respect from other guys by my ability to do multiple things. So like the throws, when we had a basketball or a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. This was off season last year, and that's when I was able to kind of show off my hoop dreams.
Did you dunk
And
on somebody?
yeah, well, no, but I
Oh,
had a few blocks, and obviously I'm just sitting on the arc shooting all over.
yeah.
But and we went undefeated and we won the whole thing. And
Mhm.
I was like the captain of the team, and so that gains respect from other guys.
You got some
And
street cred. Oh, white boy
exactly,
can hoop. White boy can
Yeah,
hoop.
no doubt.
that exactly, which I've been trying to show here, and it's been working pretty well. But
Oh, boy.
yeah, so for me, it was just like showing that I'm not like, because the stigma with specialists is like they're weird and they just sit in their
Hmm.
corner and do their own thing. And I was always trying to break that. And if we had specialists or guys that maybe weren't, or that were that kind of, not weird, but that kind of fit into that stigma, then I'm trying to include them and stuff and kind of show them how to interact with other guys and what the other guys appreciate. And yeah, I mean, when Coach Beamer or when I was given the opportunity to kind of be captains for games and speak up to the team, which he had me do, I always was very grateful for that and tried to put as much effort as I could into it. And I'm sure there were some guys that maybe didn't think. I mean, there's going to be guys that just don't listen and do their own thing, but I think majority of guys appreciated how much I put into the university and the team, which for me is all I wanted, and that was kind of my whole thing while I was at Carolina.
I think the fans felt that too, though.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah,
You left it better than you found it.
exactly.
And no, I mean your impact not only on the field but off the field, your community service work and your willingness to go out and interact with fans, and I mean also just like the stupid stuff of like getting your teammates out to golf, like right, introducing them to new things and having them explore different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that stuff is so valuable that a lot of people just don't
Those
get
little
it.
things. Yeah, those
Yep.
little things they add up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about leaving Carolina. Obviously, that was just this past year, and then going through the draft process. I know you had hopes of being a late round pick. You didn't, but you got your opportunity. Talk about kind of going through that process, and then what you've gone through over the last what 4 months.
Yeah. So I mean, everyone says that like your rookie year is the longest year of your career,
Mm,
and not that I obviously the rookie wall, I'm not even close to reaching it because
mm,
that's way down the line and whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's really been no off season, and right when the bowl game ended, I think I went home for a week, and then I was back at Carolina doing the draft prep, and we're working out almost every day, and then I'm kicking on some other days, and you're having phone calls with people, and you're trying to figure out the whole agent thing and all that. So that's another, like, the mental side of it was like I said before, it was the hardest part. But then going to the combine, that was really cool. And I tried to every kind of place I went or opportunity I had, I tried to look at it as like in a positive way. I think some
mm,
guys maybe look at it as like it's negative or like, oh, they have to do all this stuff. But for me, it was like I'm living my dream, like I'm
Right.
getting to do this, and I think that helped me a lot. And so whether it was like private workouts with NFL coaches or the combine, or I went to the East West Shrine game, that I
yep.
loved. That was super cool. I loved all that stuff. But yeah, after the draft, obviously it didn't go the way we wanted. But then it was kind of picking where I should go to mini camps, and I had a few different opportunities. I ended up going to Philly for their OT or for their rookie mini camp, and then the next week I went to Houston for theirs. And after that, it was like, all right, let's see what happens. And then I had a private workout with the Jets in the spring,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were reaching out wanting me to work out for them, and kind of between talking with them and my agent, they were able to end up just getting a contract without me going there. And so I think it was like a day or two after I left Houston, I was on like a midnight flight to, I guess, yeah, it was Newark, and
Yep.
then I signed with the Jets, and I was there from, I guess, when would that be, like June or late May,
Yep.
and I was there for a while. That was a cool. I had never been in the Northeast like that, and
Mm-hmm.
so that was cool to experience that in New York City. Um, I'm not going to say unfortunately it didn't work out because things are working out the way they're supposed to, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously I didn't end up getting the job there, so they released me, and I think I was driving home on a Sunday, and my agent was calling me and said that the Saints wanted to bring me in the next day for a workout,
Mm-hmm.
and that I would be on a flight the next day. So I drove whatever that was, like the 12 hours back to Columbia from
Yeah.
Jersey, and then the next day I was going to get on a flight to New Orleans, and it was like a later flight, and the flight ended up getting canceled because of rain, and the workout was like the next morning, and
Yep.
so I ended up staying in Charlotte overnight, and I got like 3 hours of sleep and had to wake up for a red eye to New Orleans. And I get here, they let me sleep for like 2 more hours at the hotel when I got here, and then I had the workout, and it was me and another guy, and I ended up actually doing really well, surprisingly, with the lack of sleep I had. And then they told me that they wanted to keep me, and they were going to have a contract ready soon, or like soon after. And then I think a day after that is when I signed the contract. And at that point, there were two other punters here as well. There was the guy that was here last year, and then another rookie who I actually played against both of them in college. But so there was going to be three of us here, which is like almost unheard of. Normally, if anything, there's only two. And then just kind of how things went throughout the preseason and camp, it played out the way it did, and now I'm kind of living my childhood dream.
So did you were released in with the Jets? Was that in beginning of July, late June? That was during right after
Late
OTAs.
July.
Okay,
Late July. I went through a week of training camp with the Jets.
gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
and then you signed. So you went through most of the bulk of training camp was in New Orleans. You did all three preseason games there.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
it's it's a crazy life, especially I remember playing the game. Your game is a lot different because they only keep one punter, or they have to keep one punter. Like a lot of teams don't have to keep a fullback. Sometimes they carry an extra tight end or whatever it is. I remember my first few years, like we'd start at 90, and I think the cut would go to like 82, and then it'd go to 75, and then it'd go to like 60 something. And you're sitting there and you're like, all right, I've survived a long way so far. There's 62 of us left in this room. Am I better than 90 y'all? Like, which 90 y'all am I better than to make sure I'm going to be on this team? Or who can I hurt in practice over this next week to make sure I make this possible?
Exactly, right.
But I mean, it goes back to your work ethic, your leadership, you kind of buying into the program and the person that you are. And I mean, pretty unreal for a undrafted punter who's bounced around before you really even had an opportunity to start week one in the NFL. So, dude, kudos.
Yeah, that. I'll never. I mean, this. I guess 2 days ago on Sunday, that was kind of like when it really hit me, because I mean the preseason, it obviously it counts, but it's not. I mean, it's different than the regular season, and so kind of like when I went out there for that first moment during a regular season game, that was surreal, and I got to keep my jersey, so that was cool.
Boy, did you have like a little pinch me moment? Like, did you when you ran out? I mean, you specialists don't get introduced, so you don't get to run out of the tunnel.
Yeah, we go out early to kick a little extra. I don't know if I had a pinch me moment. I think it hit me after the fact.
Mm.
Like, because after the fact, they bring all the families down, and you can like talk with, if you have people there, and just kind of standing there after the game and realizing like kind of what just happened.
Like, I just did this.
Yeah. And for me, like, I know I grew up in Chicago, but I was a huge Saints fan growing up.
Oh, wow.
So like for me, like Drew Brees and Thomas Morstead were my guys.
Yep.
And so now it's like I was able to kind of be in the exact job that I dreamt of having when I was like 5 or whatever.
Mhm.
That part was really cool.
That
Thomas
is pretty wild.
is Thomas on a roster right now?
Yeah, he's on the Niners.
Okay, yeah,
And
he's been around for forever.
yeah, we play him on Sunday, so that'll be cool.
Nice. You have to get his autograph. Hey, can I
Oh
get
yeah,
an autograph, please? I was like 4 when you started kicking in the NFL.
he actually he shot me a text when I won the job actually, and then we talked on the phone, which was super cool.
He's
So
on the advisor. He's on the executive committee of the NFL Players Association. So you'll get acquainted with him. He's a really really sharp guy. He's
oh
done
yeah.
a lot of cool stuff with the PA.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, enough with football. That's kind of boring. Let's talk golf.
Oh,
What's your index down to right now? What irons you play in? I mean,
well, it's a sad moment because since I stopped, or since my handicap is now, I guess, would you call it increased, or I was so when I left Carolina, I was a 3,
mhm.
and now I'm like a 5.4 or something.
Yep.
So that part is humbling. But
You don't even have kids yet, and your handicap's already going up. Hate it for you, bud.
but I was fortunate enough to get a deal with Wilson while I was at Carolina. So
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I've got their clubs in the bag, and like their balls and gloves, which I love.
Yeah.
And yeah, I played. I'm trying to still find courses around here. We played 9 holes at TPC Louisiana last week,
Okay.
which I got a head cover from there. It's super cool. But yeah, I'm trying to. It's humble or it's sad that I can't golf as much, but at the same time, I can't really be sad because I'm getting to play football in the NFL. So
Yeah,
that's all right.
the alternative is you
Pretty
could play
good
golf 5
trade-off.
days a week and you wouldn't have a job right now.
Exactly.
I think it's better off that way. I'll have to. Uncle Chris used to always play in was it the Zurich down there?
Oh yeah.
I'll reach out to him and tell him you and Spencer are both down there. So get a little Gamecock connect.
So bad.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
You pound the ball too, so you would definitely be a hot ticket in the pro-am.
Yeah, we'll have to get out there. We still haven't played.
Come on back, dude. I'd love to take you to the shed and beat your ass on the golf course.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I joined Wood Creek here in Columbia. I think you played out there with. I think there was a couple groups that went out there a few times.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the invite there.
Okay, I got invited.
Must have been a reason. Well, I'm saying that you left me off the list because you didn't want to lose to an old man.
Well, Chris Baker beat me pretty bad. So
yeah. Oh goodness. All right, cool. We'll wrap up here because I know you got your off day. I don't want to hold you too long, but let's do some of these rapid fire questions real quick. Steve.
Oh boy. Okay.
You want to start us off, Pat, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I got it. Let's. What was your favorite stadium to play in during your time at Carolina?
Not including Willie B.
Can't include Willie B.
Kyle Field.
Yes, that was a cool one. All the weird cult chants and the horses pooping on the field pregame and
yeah, that we played there. We played there at night in 2021, and that was like the craziest atmosphere. I still say to this day that I've ever experienced.
I mean, I would say if you didn't punt at Carolina, you would have been one of the what are they called boys or whatever
the rebel yell.
You look like one of them.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Jeez, how do I follow that up? What's your go-to pregame song?
Skrilla by Kodak Black.
Oh, I would have never taken you for that.
I would not have guessed that either.
I listen to like a lot of other stuff, but like the one song I have to listen to is that song.
Yep. I respect. That's that street cred. Look at this white
exactly.
This white boy. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. I mean, this is a tough one. You can give me a couple answers, but favorite teammate during your time in Carolina?
Oh gosh. I might have to. Oh man, this could be bad.
Give me a couple. Like, do your 2 or 3.
Okay.
Your boys that you have to.
We'll go Parker and Hunter.
Yep.
I'm gonna limit it to them for specialists. I know I'm gonna catch flack from some people, but I'm just gonna limit it to them. Then Boogie for sure.
Yep.
And then probably DeCarrion and Spencer, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you
Those
reconnected
guys.
with Spencer. Look at this. Tell him
Exactly. Yeah.
more completion so you don't have to punt as much. I need to save my leg.
Yeah. We talk all the time about that stuff.
What was your favorite go-to restaurant in Colombia while you were there?
Okay, I didn't go there often, but Hall's Chop House.
That's yeah, I could have guessed that.
It's ridiculous. Like I didn't have my parents gave me $200 a month, and like that's one meal at Halls. Like would
Yeah.
have just completely blown through my monthly spending money.
It was a rare occasion, but Hall's would be it.
Yeah, Steven and we got can we call it discounted pizza and discounted drinks at Village Idiot? It was
Yeah,
like
I would go with
99% discount.
I would go with
Okay.
discount. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, this one you've already answered this one, so I'm going to put a twist on it.
Okay.
If you weren't a punter, and since you already want to be a quarterback but you're not, if you could play any other position, what would it be?
See, I want to say quarterback, but the fun that I had playing receiver my senior year has me wanting to say receiver too.
I'd love to see you go across the middle and let a freaking safety hit you.
But then, yeah, seeing the size of these linebackers, yeah. So honestly, I'd probably still say quarterback, probably.
Yeah, love it. Well, I mean, don't share any secrets, but I'm sure they got some stuff dialed up. They've watched all the tape.
Yeah, obviously, I don't know who I can trust on this thing. So, you know.
Okay. If you finish out your contract all 4 years in New Orleans, do you throw a touchdown pass on your rookie deal?
Yes.
Let's
I'd
go.
take that bet.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, worst case, man, just call an audible, call your own number, and if you throw a touchdown, great. If not,
I've
you thought about it already. I love it.
It's week 17. Like, it's not a playoff implication game. Yeah, let's go for it.
It's like, why not, you know?
I love it. I love it.
Who's on the docket this week? Oh, you said San Fran.
Yeah, San Fran.
You traveling there, or are they coming to New Orleans?
It's in New Orleans again, so that'll be cool.
The atmosphere in New Orleans, when I played in Atlanta for 4 years, that was one of my favorite places outside of Green Bay to play was New Orleans because they hated us, we hated them. What is it? The stand up and get crunk song. They're still blaring that every chance they have.
Yeah, and the chants and everything. I mean, the dome it gets so. I mean, it wasn't even like sold out on Sunday, and it was still like it's still unreal.
It's a college vibe. I mean, you'll play in some games, or you'll be like, "Is there anybody here?" Not in New Orleans. Like it is thumping. It's like you're playing in Georgia every week.
Yeah, I don't know if it's week 3 or 4. It's one of the two. We play at Buffalo, so.
Ooh, good thing you didn't get a winter game there. Punting in that wind and that cold. No, sir.
Yeah, no.
We had a game where it snowed like 3 feet, and they went to like kickers couldn't kick, like they were slipping and falling, so they just like pooched every single ball. And Vinatieri pooched one. I was like one of the up backs, and he pooched one. You're told to never go back to catch a ball. Let the returner always get it. And no, I just like I'm by the book, so I like look over my shoulder and I see the ball hit, and it just like it plugs in the snow, and it's like only the top of the ball is hanging up, and I'm like, so I turned around and I went and just dove on it just to recover.
You have to. That's all you can do.
It's like, hey, the kicker had a lot of juice on that ball right there. Just kick it and dropped it right there. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, well, appreciate you in season joining us. I know Gamecock fans will love this episode and hearing from you. You left it better than you found it. So we appreciate you and everything you did at Carolina.
You. Yeah. I appreciate y'all having me. This was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
You'll have to tell your teammate Spencer Rattler whenever he's not. I guess when he has some downtime, his downtime isn't quite like your downtime. You lucky specialist.
A little different.
But we'll have to get him on as well.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, we'll kick some ass this year. Keep doing your thing, and I will. I'm going to put $20 every week for the next 4 years on Kai Kroeger throwing a touchdown.
It'll make money eventually.
It'll pay out big.
It'll do it. Appreciate it.
Cool, man. Thank you, brother.
Yep.
See
Thank
you,
you.
buddy.